Okay, hi everyone, we're back and it's day 22. Now I've got an extra bit of card because I felt that this needed just a little bit more to thicken it up. I'm going to glue that down first. Probably what would have been good would have been gluing it down before I folded over those edges. However, this is going to go over the top. Now I'm going to do something else here first before I put that in. Alright, so I just recently got some lovely lots of lace off a man around the corner, as I like to call him. And I think I'd like to glue in a little bit of that at the top and the bottom before I stick down that in a bit of material. Put that over the top. How is everyone today? So yeah, the sun's shining in my window, it's gorgeous. And all quiet on the cat front, she's outside. She can be a bit naughty. Now, how far up do I want it? Out there. Oh, that's nice. Now, about the same distance up here. Alright, while I'm at it, I'm thinking, do I want to put a tie in while I'm at it? What would this look like? Let's have a look. So this is another version of what you could use. If this is inside, and then it's like this, it's got its tie. Just wondering if it's too thick. It might be. I really like it, but I think it, I'm very tempted. As if I'm doing it, I've got to do it now. What if I could tie it and then wrap a bit around? Alright, let's imagine that's the middle. So I know you may have done yesterday's, the day before. I don't know what day it is anymore. I've been doing a few up on one day, so as I get ahead, because I still haven't heard from the doctor, and I'm a bit worried. I'm still a bit worried that they're going to just bandage up my hand and thumb. I didn't really say what I did. I was put my pressure down like that and I felt a little crack in here. So I'm still waiting to hear if it's actually broken. And I know you're probably saying, well, it's not broken if you're doing that. And I was thinking about how I've actually got an incredibly high pain tolerance. And I don't actually know when something's as bad as it is. So it's weird. Like, it's really weird to be like that. All right, well, I've made the commitment. I've done that. I've glued it down. I'm committed now. Although I must say, I'm not putting much pressure on my thumb with that. But here we go. All right, if you feel that this is a little bit difficult, because this is supposed to be a 30-day beginner challenge, I think I've gotten a bit carried away with myself by the end. I'm like, oh, okay, what else can we do? What else can we do? And I'm sorry if it's gotten a little bit harder for the people who are new to this. But you know, this is always here. This is here for later. And you can come back and give this one a go another time when you build up your confidence. It's just like me. I don't think I've actually done one like this before. So I'm kind of... I find that I learn as I go a lot of the time. I come from a bookbinding background. My dad was a bookbinder, and I worked in a printing factory for a long time in the bindery and in the film area, mostly in the film area. But there's still new things you learn. I just want to make sure I'm not going to have that pulling too tight. Because we want to be able to still close and open. And then that will just be able to be tied up. I'm not going to do it now because I want to have it, leaving it to dry. Now, this is the big thing. Got the little bits of lace there. Have we forgotten which is the top and which is the bottom? Because I think I have. I think it doesn't really matter, except that I remember, I think that looks like that might be... Oh, no, honestly, I've got no idea which is the top and the bottom now. I can't even feel the picture underneath. Let's nominate that this is the top of the ribbon, so I like that. Now we're going to get this on. Alright, so the way I'm going to do this is similar to that middle. I'm going to start with glue on this middle bit. Really trying to get it, make sure it's really stuck in there. Now I'm not trying to get it too stuck at the sides here either, because once again we don't want it to get caught and not move. Now we're going to do this side. I feel like taking the lid off. Patience. Have some patience. Here we go. And pay particular attention to this edge here. very yummy. Everyone I make, it's like it's my baby, and I've created this new beautiful thing, and then I go, I know if I don't sell these, I will be like the queen of hoarding every single journal I've made. And I think I need an intervention. That's what I need. That's what I need. I need an intervention to sell them. Oh, isn't that? Oh, look. Oh, isn't that just? Oh, that's just so nice. I don't want to get rid of it. Oh. Okay. Someone help me. Okay, so that'll be tied. Now in the last one, we sewed in the signatures. I fully intended to sew in the signatures, but show you the method where the lines are on the back here. But I have made the homeopathy book that I broke up. I've made 5 signatures of 10 pages, or 5 sheets, but 10 sheets, so 20 each. And then I realised they're a bit big, I can't really cut them perfectly, but I'm not too fussed about that. However, I realised that I think I might like to put in an elastic, like a traveller's journal, so that each one is a little book in itself, and then you can put it in and store it. So I'll be back. I've got to see if I've got any elastic before I take that plan too much further. I'll be back. All right, I'm back, and what I've done is waited a day or two and found out that because all the elastic, because I did decide I wanted to do elastic on this one, all the elastic is sold out because of everyone making face masks, of course. So I've got some on order, but it's at least another week or 2 away, and I had run out because I made some face masks. So there you go. I have decided that what I'll do is I will do this as if this is elastic to show you how this way is done. So I think I already showed you I've got 5 signatures of 10 pages, 10 bits of paper, which folded makes 20. So they're like little individual books. Okay, by some miracle, it ended up 6 centimetres across, so I've put a line at 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so there's 5 places that I can put the hole through. Same for this one. Now, because I want to do one long strip of elastic here, I'm putting them up as high as possible to fit these in. Double check. Alright, so it's just going to fit. Alright, I'm just going to mark this. So this is my template. If you wanted to sew right through and do the same stitch we'd done on the last one, but with just the 2, you could put a line in the middle and mark your 5 points here and do the pamphlet stitch, and you would do it all the way through. So rather than just the signature to a backing to then be glued in, you would sew through here and through here. So what'll happen is you'll end up with the lines of your sewing binding cord along here, and you'll be able to sew your signatures in. So here's our other book. I haven't done any extra, I just left it sitting there for days. So if you did this same binding effect, you would just be actually going right through to the outside of the book. Another way of doing this, which I might not have said the other day, was that you can bind it the opposite way so that these threads are hidden in at the back here, behind all of that. So this book, which is the one we were making, I know I've diversified a bit with that one, I got a bit carried away. This book is the one that we will work on after I've finished this one today. We're going to have a few more days where we make some more ephemera to go in this, and then we'll decorate it. Alright, just put that aside. Alright, so basically I'm going to punch a little bit of a hole to put a mark there where I want the hole to be. Because I want it to be elastic, I am going to put I'm going to use the crocodile. Now you can see on the crocodile, these are good because it's a very, as you press in, it's got a lot of pressure here. So it's not a lot of pressure on your hand, but the strength of this mechanism punches the hole. So the crocodile's got that smaller one and that bigger one. You can move this little pin along depending on how far in you want to go with it. Same on this side, you just undo that and move it to where you want it. So if I'm going to use these eyelets, I will use the wider side, the bigger hole. And the only thing I'm not sure about is if they're going to go all the way through, and I have a sneaking suspicion, yeah, because of the lace, I might be a little bit in trouble there. Because of the lace, I may not be able to get them to flatten down to stay in. So we'll see. If not, they might just have to be holes, and I might end up doing just normal signatures. I'll have to see. Every time, of course, is a new one. Right, so I'm on the bigger side. I'm moving this so each hole will be the same. I need to double check it. Right, so let me show you. As you can see, it's not quite in enough, so this needs to come back. It's hard working with sore thumb. Maybe that one. Okay, I can't see them. Right, so I'm just going to put a bit of biro so I can see them a bit better. Now that little hole helps you to see in there, that little, the idea would be to get the dot in the middle. Let's see, I don't hold much faith that I'm actually going to be able to do this all the way through. I think I might have to order some thicker ones. I don't think it's going to work. Let's see, it's definitely, oh, it's done it. It's not as good as it probably could be, but because the cardboard's a bit soft, it's gone in like that. Alright, so I'm just going to do all the rest of these holes. Oh, it's hard being left-handed. It's some of the things are okay with this sore thumb. I'm ambidextrous, but in many ways, but clearly this is one of those ones where I need to use my right hand. I'm falling apart. There's so many, and there's so many layers here of material and card that it's getting stuck every time. All right, well, you get what I'm doing. I'm going to come back at the end and finish that. Okay, so I've done them all and I've put all of the little rivets in, or eyelets. Now if you imagine that this is elastic, we can pull it a lot tighter, but just for now, this is what we're going to do. Okay, so these are all finished, and of course I would be using elastic normally. I'm going to come in this second top one and just leave a tail here. If you wanted to, you could put a needle to help it get through, but these holes are really big. I'm going to come in this one. Of course, you can imagine if it's elastic, we'll be able to pull it tight, and then we'll be able to string it a bit tighter so that they all hold tighter. Come in this one and back in through this second one. Up through this one. Down through this. So you can see we're getting a hole to holes. Of course, down through this one, the middle one. Then what we're going to do is just come back to this hole. Okay, we're going to go from this second one, we're going to go through the middle. Up through this one. Through the last one. And through this last one. Now, as you can see, these are all got a string, so we're going to come back through this one. This is missing one, but there's not really much we can do about that. I mean, there might be. You'll have to work it out. We're going to go under this one. Okay, so if they're all tight and it was elastic, you could really pull them quite tight and then bind them off for now, because I'm going to wait for the elastic, I am going to just tie a bow just going to tuck it behind all of the strings so it's out of the way. So if you can imagine it was elastic and had been pulled tight, you could cut that off and it would be behind all of the signatures. And so that's how each signature would go. I quite possibly will trim these up and sew them together. So the way that I'm expecting that I would use this is that each one of these will be like one little book, so I can take the whole lot with me, but I can just take out a book as I go and work on it individually and then put it back in. Or another thing I was thinking that I would do with this, so actually as I'm putting them in, it's pulling this string tighter already. Another thing I could do with this would be that as I work on them and finish them, oh, yes, this would be good if it was elastic, it's fairly tight. I could just take them out. They're individual little books that can be stored elsewhere, kept somewhere else. I might have to undo that. No, I'll get it in. So it's not quite how you would do an actual official travel journal, but it is another way. You could just keep the cover and just replace each little signature as you go. Obviously with this one I did want to paint it and decorate it, but I just thought I'd show you another style of binding. Of course there are others as well, but for now that's the end of day 22, and I'm putting this aside and probably won't come back to this in this particular series because I think we want to focus on the other book and all the ephemera and stuff that we've got together. That's it. I will see you tomorrow for day 23, and we're going to get back to doing a little bit more ephemera and a few bits and pieces. So we're going to look at tea bags tomorrow, which will be great fun. And I'll see you then. Bye.